Hey everyone, I'm Anna Claiborne and I'm the BAP GA, and I'm just going to walk you through a little informational session about virtual Meet the Firms. So first of all, an overview, some benefits of virtual Meet the Firms, and this is just a benefit of Meet the Firms in general. It's accounting specific. It's an accounting specific career fair, so that's a huge benefit of being a part of the School of Accountancy. All levels of all accounting students are invited and sought out by the employers, and you have just accounting employers there. So it's very specific. You don't have to sift through a bunch of different types of employers. It's very focused, which is helpful. And specific to virtual format, there are more opportunities for intentional one-on-one time with specific professionals. So you don't have to worry as much about meeting the right person, just walking through in person and trying to find someone that you might relate to or that might be in the same city as you or in the same line of service you want to go to. With virtual, you can just schedule appointments with people you know you want to talk to. So that's super nice. And as far as one-on-one time goes, again, you're scheduling appointments. So, it's just going to be you and that person. It's not like you have to kind of take a few laps and wait until they're available. You'll have a specific time that you're meeting with them. And then no travel means that more professionals can participate. So if you're going to a city that's super far away, chances are that people from that city don't come to meet the firms in person, and you miss that opportunity to get their advice and experiences about what it's like working in that city. So no travel is nice because those people from further away, chances are they'll be able to participate in virtual meet the firms, and you might be able to find someone in the city you want to go to, even if it's far away. And then you get less intimidating environment when you're virtual. When it's in person, there's kind of extra stress of it being very crowded. It can get hot. You might be comparing, seeing people that you think are talking to a lot more employers than you can be nerve-wracking. And then you're trying to hold all the merch that they're giving you, and it can just be really overwhelming. So you have less of that stress when it's virtual. And then you have abundance of opportunity to talk to professionals throughout the day. So you can kind of maximize the number of people you talk to when it's virtual. There's less walking around looking for people to talk to. You can totally max out your schedule and make appointments to talk to as many people as possible in the 4 hour window. And this year we have 47 exhibitors. So you have lots of opportunities to talk to a lot of different employers and professionals. So here's our typical recruiting timeline. This is just helpful to know. And a little disclaimer, employers can make offers at any point. This is just generally when we see it happen. So sophomore year is what we call bonus involvement. A lot of people aren't super involved in recruiting at this point, but it's always good to get a head start. So you can join RAP at this point or NABA no later than when you're enrolled in Principles of Financial Accounting. And then at this point, you can also apply for SLPs if you're eligible, and you can participate in Resume Roundup in April, which I highly recommend. It's just a good thing to do before you really start getting into recruiting. And then critical involvement would be junior year. This is usually when offers go out. This is when it's very important to you for you to be really involved in the recruiting process. This is when you would join BAP or NABA. That's when you're enrolled in intermediate accounting. And then this is when attending Meet the Firms is integral to recruiting. And this is also when you'll be going to recruiting socials likely in fall and spring, when you're going to interview for SLPs and internships and accept those offers, and then participate in Roundup. You can do that again. Or if you didn't do it sophomore year. And then, of course, summer leadership programs come that next summer. And then senior spring would be when you would do your busy season internship. That's when most of the Auburn students intern full-time in their location of choice, which is most likely where you will be working full-time once you graduate. So you have the option when you do that internship to still be a full-time student if you haven't graduated yet. So you'll just go off and do your internship, and then you'll come back for a mini semester once you're done to finish up classes, and then you'll graduate after that. That's generally the timeline of senior spring. I know people have a lot of questions about that. So next, spring 2025 details for virtual Meet the Firms. So when it is January 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. Central Time, and where this is going to be on Career Fair Plus. So not in person, Career Fair Plus, which is an app and a website, and you need to utilize both the app and the website because you have to make your profile on the app, and then you want to use your desktop, the website version for your scheduled appointments. Just better professionalism. You don't really want to do those appointments on your phone. You're probably more likely to have technical difficulties. And also, it's just nice to have the stability of sitting laptop up, not having to hold anything. So you'll need to use both of those. So your Career Fair Plus profile. So just some resources. If you need help, Instagram story highlights are up on the BAP Instagram for step-by-step instructions. And then there are instructional videos available on the BAP YouTube channel. And then you'll get a step-by-step instruction email from Ms. Lakis. And then important points, accounts must be created through the app. Like I said on that last slide, you have to create your profile through the app. Make sure that you're using your Auburn email address and fill out all fields accurately, especially your graduation date. This is important because it'll put you in the correct internship pool and make sure that you're eligible for opportunities that align with your timeline. And then uploading your resume is the most important because you're not in person. You can't walk around and hand out copies of your resume. So employers are going to see your resume because you have uploaded it beforehand on your profile. So you need to upload this in PDF format. That's super important. They will not be able to see it if it is not in PDF format. And you need to make sure also that it's in the Auburn accountancy format, which you have probably gotten from Ms. Lakis. Even if you think it's in that format already, just double check because that's what employers like to see. You're going to use the magic link to upload. That's just the method that they have on the app where you upload it, and that's where you click to put it. And you need to make sure that your resume is uploaded on both Handshake and Career Fair Plus. They are not integrated, so if you have it on Handshake already, which you most likely do, it does not sync to Career Fair Plus. So you need to upload it to Career Fair Plus. Make sure your graduation date is correct on there. Make sure your preferred internship date is updated on there. If you think you need a little help with your resume before the event, I recommend signing up for Resumania. It's an event where you get to go and several employers look at your resume and give you notes and feedback. So that is a good confidence boost before the event if you have the time for it. So next, favoriting and taking notes on employers. So this can be done on either platform. And you can add stars to employers you're interested in scheduling appointments with. And this will add them to your list of favorites, just so you can go back and see them more easily later when it's time to schedule appointments. But it doesn't automatically schedule an appointment with them. You actually have to go and do that. And it also does not notify them that you've added them to your favorites. And then you can research employers using their linked websites or professional partner profile book. You can see their LinkedIn and any other links they might have on there. And then you can see important details in Career Fair Plus, like the firm size, the service line, location. So make sure to look at all that and do your research before and note what might fit your career goals and what you're interested in maybe looking into. So then you can use the notes tool also to keep personal notes on each employer. And of course, you can also take paper notes, but it's just a nice feature. And these notes are only visible to you. So if you're making notes on an employer, they're not going to be able to see what you're saying about them. Let's see, next is scheduling. So the scheduling window opens at 8 a.m. on January 21st. I really recommend doing your research, what I was just talking about beforehand, kind of sifting through the employers, seeing who you're interested in talking to, taking notes, because when that opens up on January 21st, you're going to want to sign up early so that you can secure the time slots you want with the employers that you want. There's a ton of students doing this, so it's going to fill up fast. So again, just make some time before 8 a.m. on the 21st of January to make some notes, look through things, and know when it opens up who you're wanting to make appointments with. And then juniors, y'all are encouraged to max out the possible appointment numbers, cast a wide net. Like I said, this is kind of the crucial time for recruiting. So make sure you're talking to all the people you can. And then only book one appointment per employer unless you're instructed otherwise. And you can use filters when you're looking through employers and looking to schedule. So this is super helpful. Schedules are labeled using cities and service lines. So audit, tax, advisory, choose one that best matches your recruiting preferences. It kind of helps avoid you wasting time during your research process. And you can favorite those ones that fit what you're looking for and then find them easier when you're scheduling. This can be done on the app or the desktop. And then another thing to note, there will be drop-in group rooms during the event. So some employers will offer these in addition to one-on-one meetings, which is great, but they're not a substitution for one-on-one meetings. You're going to want to schedule those one-on-one meetings so you get the most visibility possible. This could hinder your recruiting exposure if you only do group rooms because, unfortunately, people can be overlooked in a group environment like that. And that's one of the really nice things about the virtual appointments is you get set aside uninterrupted one-on-one time with the employer. So recruiters may be found hanging out in these rooms during the fair to answer questions or anything. And that's also a great way to talk to recruiters of specific firms. So like I said, you can apply filters. These will be located at the top right of the employers page. So important filters to note: location, employer categories. So, I mean, if you know you're going to Birmingham and you're going to be in tax, you can choose your preferences to make researching easier, and it just takes out all those other ones that you aren't interested in and don't need to look into. And you can also sort by summer internships, if that's a yes or no for you, pre-senior internships, SLPs, stuff like that. So you can just make it more specific to your goals and what you're looking for and who you want to talk to. So in-person versus virtual app features. So in-person features, you obviously get a map where you can see where each booth is. But then virtual features, this is what y'all will be using. There's a virtual Meet the Firms help page, and this will guide you in everything that you need to know prior to virtual Meet the Firms. And then My Interactions page will show you all your scheduled meetings with the firm. So this is important to look at beforehand, kind of get a good idea of what your schedule is going to look like so you don't miss out on any of the appointments that you have. And so that's what you'll be able to look at to help you stay organized. And then joining meetings. So you will join the meeting using the link that you'll get the night before Meet the Firms from Career Fair Plus. And you want to do this, like I said, on a laptop or a desktop. It just looks more professional. It's easier for you. I would maybe prop it up on some books or something. Make sure your setting's quiet. Make sure you look nice, all that kind of stuff. Then once you're ready to go, you'll knock and the professional will admit you to the room when they're ready, like a breakout room. And if there are technical issues, the recruiter will call you on the phone number that you've provided. So when you're setting up your profile in the app, make sure to put the correct phone number you can be reached at in case there's an issue. So best practices for Meet the Firms. So before the event, prepare as much as possible, review your own resume, and maybe practice your little elevator pitch and be ready to talk about any experiences that you have on your resume and maybe a point or two on each of them and what you learned from them. Make sure to also be familiar with the firms that you have appointments with. Like I said, you should be prepared doing that research before scheduling even opens. So you should know a lot about each of the firms you want to meet with. But before you meet with them, just make sure you have specific questions prepared for each employer. And this just shows that you've done your research and are interested, and they really appreciate that. Do not be late or miss an appointment. This is super important. Just part of being professional. Make sure you're on time. Of course, they'll understand if there are technical difficulties, but do the best you can to be in a place with good internet. And there is a buffer between meetings. It's a 5-minute buffer. So if you overstay, if you're finishing up a conversation, that shouldn't be a problem for your next meeting, but just make sure also for the recruiter's time to respect the constraint that you're in. But yeah, make sure you have a quiet place, good lighting. Like I said, maybe set up your laptop, make sure you have a good setup that's not distracting to the person you're going to be talking to. Dress in business professional. So have your jacket on. Of course, I'm sure they're not going to see the bottom half of you, but make sure you look presentable from the waist up. And then make sure afterwards that you take notes and take notes while you're talking to them. Of course, don't be looking down the whole time, but maybe right after if you need to jot something down during specific things that you talked about, and ask for their contact information so you can follow up. This is important. You need to send thank you emails the next day or within the next couple days. And this just helps continue building a connection with the person you talk to, can help with networking in the future. And it also just shows that you're appreciative of their time and learned something from the interaction. So I would make them personalized. Don't send out the same email to everyone. Remember a few things you talked about, and that goes a super long way with the employers. That's super impressive. So resources. So recruiting questions before Meet the Firms, you can contact me or Miss Lakis by email. And I've also put my phone number on here for recruiting questions during Meet the Firms, which again, reminder, 4 to 8 p.m. on January 28th. If you have questions during it, you can call me if it's some type of last minute emergency question or some type of difficulty, hopefully I can help with. That's how you can reach me. But before Meet the Firms, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or Miss Lakis on email. And Career Fair Plus help page, this is another resource. Just review this page, get familiar with the platform, and try to troubleshoot any potential issues before the event. That can just help. And then, like I mentioned earlier, this isn't on here, but Resumania is a great resource before Meet the Firms, just to get that resume looked through with by someone other than yourself or a friend, or just a second set of eyes. Actually, I think you get to meet with 3 people, so it's nice to get feedback from people with different perspectives, and again, just gives you a sense of confidence going into the event, knowing that these people have your resume on Career Fair Plus and are able to see it. So that's a great resource. And accounting resume template, again, make sure it's in the Auburn accounting template. That's what employers expect, and that's what they like to see. It's easy because at the top they can see the location you're wanting to go to and the your like time preference for when you want to have your internship. So, and it's just clean, it's nice, it's nothing flashy. So again, make sure that sorry, this is glitching out. Make sure that your resume is in that template, and you should have that template. So, yep, that's all I have. Good luck. Y'all will do awesome. You're prepared for this. Just make sure, like I said, to familiarize yourself with Career Fair Plus beforehand. It's pretty user-friendly, but if you have any questions, again, you can reach out to us beforehand. Just use this event to network and make sure to follow up with the recruiters, and professional resume and strong communication skills pair together. You'll be unstoppable. So good luck. Make sure you prepare well and stay organized and make the most of your time there. Thanks, y'all. Bye.